Welcome to 10 Women, bringing together 10 women with 10 thought-provoking questions based on one theme.
During this episode of 10 Women, we'll hear 10 different answers to this question. Who are you for you? For instance, you may be a mother, a daughter, a friend, an employee, but who are you for you?
This simple question carries a lot of power, and it taught us a lot. Some of the women really struggled to answer this question. I mean, a few of the women had to ask other people in their lives on the direction that they should go with the answers. Other women came in with a full list of things to share about themselves.
That was interesting, yeah. And most women wear a lot of hats. So we're caregivers and, mothers, volunteers. We're always the ones that people reach out to and they know that we're going to be there. But when the caregiving stops, who are you for you? When it's just you alone, your thoughts, who are you?
Oh, I struggled with this question myself because I'm a mediator and I tend to want to be a peacemaker and I defer a lot with decisions. I try to make other people, I want them to be happy. But I found out that in my 40s, I kept being put into these leadership roles. Yep. And I sometimes find myself quite uncomfortable with that. But something I've discovered recently is that I see myself more as a servant leader. Mm-hmm. So that which is, helping people develop, helping to coach them through. And it's really a good definition of who I am in my life.
Yeah. So do you remember when I dropped my son off for the first time at overnight camp? And I barely made it to the car before I was crying hysterically because I'd never spent that much time away from my son. But I realized a couple of days into the week, I was like, I'm by myself. The whole relationship and who I was, my brain was always full of the logistics of parenthood. And then when he was away, I was like, who am I for me? It was really very an eye-opener in many ways.
Yeah. Our own reflections are why we wanted to hear the 10 women's answers around this question. Maintaining a healthy friendship with oneself is critical to us as we develop as human beings. Yeah. It's important to take a moment with yourself every day and connect with that version of yourself.
So before we hear the 10 answers, remember to take a moment for yourself to answer the question. Who are you for you? For instance, you may be a mother, daughter, friend, an employee, but who are you for you?
And don't forget that we want to hear your answers too. Follow our 10 Women series Instagram to share your thoughts and to read the responses of others in our community. Visit our website to find other ways to connect.
My name is Abigail Seymour, and I am an entrepreneur, a lawyer, and an Enneagram 7. I love this question. It did take me a little while to think about it because I do know who I am for other people. And what came to me in thinking about it was I am my best friend. And I thought that was probably one of the healthiest things I've ever thought in my life. And I was trying to think back to why that emerged in my mind. I'm the youngest of 5 children, and I'm the youngest by 9 years. And so I was very much on my own when I was little, running around the house and finding my own way of doing things, and had a little imaginary friends. And I feel like rather than have that be, bereft and sad experience, I turned it into something that was very joyful, and it just became a part of who I was for my whole life. And I've then really began to understand that if I could be my own best friend, that allowed me to be those roles for other people, to be a mother, to be a daughter, to be a sister, to be a friend, and boss, and all the other things that I am. But if I can't have a relationship with myself that's healthy and loving, I can't have that with other people.
My name is Abigail Dunn Moses, and I am an educator of adults who heals the brokenhearted. I'm my best friend. It means that I'm the one that's been with myself the longest, and I was there when my mind was developing. I was there when I was spiritually developing. I was there when I was physically developing. And as a result, I know myself. And so that's how I'd answer the question.
My name is Marie Leonard, and I am a mom, a daughter, and an energetic lover of life. So this was an interesting question because I read it wrong at first because I was like, wait, what? So who am I to me? When I really thought about it, I think I am someone who's creative and just says yes, even when my whole family is like, whoa. Like they joke about like, Mom, you might get murdered because you like talk to strangers. But I just feel like I have a openness to say yes and like, hey, what's going on? So to me, I have a loving curiosity for the world, which means that sometimes we adopt animals unexpectedly or find that, we've gotten into a project that seems impossible, but that's okay. Somehow it always works out. Or when it doesn't, it's just still fun. So I think to me, mostly it's like love and creativity, saying yes, and just being open to like, let's, see what happens.
My name is Susan Sassman, and I am an extrovert, a creative visionary, and a nurturing kind of gal. I am the sister that I never had. I always wanted to be in a family with girls. I had brothers only, and I love the company of women. So when I get really sad or frustrated or depressed, I call on that sister, it could be an older or younger sister, that knows me really well, that has in her bag of tricks ways to bring me up towards the light. And so in a way, it's a little bit like a life coach and a therapist and a sister, kind of all rolled into one. And because I like to look at problems from lots of different directions, it's nice to be able to look at it more like a therapist to see what did you do to make that happen and what would be the worst thing that would happen from here on in, and ask those kinds of questions. So a lot of analysis going on in my head with my so-called sister / therapist / life coach. And at the same time, I am my biggest critic. So I can berate myself pretty good when I step out of line and go off the rails. So there's that in there too. But most commonly, I like to refer to the trifecta with the positive sister therapist life coach.
My name is Kimberly Burke, and I'm a human, a teacher, and a lover. This is a question that stymied me. I couldn't come up with an immediate answer, which really bothered me, but I realized that, like most women, I've spent my entire life fulfilling roles for other people, the mom, the daughter, the sister, the whatever, until recently when I've started to explore what I want. I'm getting ready to retire, and all my retirement plans have been based on what my husband wanted to do. And one day I was like, wait a minute, what about what I want to do? Except I didn't know what it was I wanted to do. So I asked the question to a lot of people, and one of my students had a brilliant answer, and he said, I'm my younger self superhero. I thought, that's what I am. I am my younger self superhero. I never thought I would make it this far, so go me. So I'm going to say that I'm a work in progress, and I'll get back to you on that one.
My name is Ann Sparks-Baumgardner, and I am a caregiver. I'm a member of a women's organization that I'm very passionate about. I am a cyclist. I'm a road cyclist, and I love being out of doors. I've struggled with this one a lot. Who am I for me? That's a really tough question.
Tell me why you're struggling.
Well, I guess it's trying to figure out. Since I lost my identity with being a wife, and I'm not a mother, I don't have any children, and it's it's like, well, where am I going in this world? But I have a special needs sister. My mother passed away in February, and she was 105. So I was caregiving her. So I'm a power of attorney, so I'm still working on her estate. And I guess for myself, I think of myself as someone who has to stay well, has to stay alert, has to be on call, because I need to be there for all these other people that I need to take care of. So.
When you have time just to yourself, what do you find yourself doing?
I love cooking. I like to cook for myself, and I allow myself one glass of wine on Friday night. That's Friday night's my wine night. And cycling is a big part of it. I like to watch TV, probably too much, but and read and try to keep up with things. I've more recently gotten more politically active, but you know, I don't mind being by myself, but I am always one. Almost all my friends say, you know, Annie, you always keep up with everyone, and I do. I mean, unfortunately, I moved a lot growing up, so it's not like I have, you know, I don't live where I went to high school or elementary school, but I keep in touch with people. I'm really, really good about sending cards or reaching out or calling. So I don't get lonely because I pick up the phone, or I go for a walk, or I do something, you know, and that's how I keep myself busy. I'm never not busy. I'm always doing something, so.
I am Leanna Martin, and I am an aunt, a daughter, and a friend. Well, for just me, I would say I'm an adventurer or like a traveler. I mean, that's where I find the most joy, is like going to new places, seeing new things, discovering new things. I don't get to do it as much as I'd like, but for me, that's what I would be. If I had no other attachments or any other obligations, I would just go see and explore like all the time. Last year I went on a cruise without, you know, my family and friends, so it was just kind of me, so that was fun. And the next one, I'm thinking of going to see the Grand Canyon just by myself. I'm gonna go somewhere, stay somewhere over there, and just look at that, see the pretty things.
My name is Judy Fowler. I am an educator, a mom, and a team player. But I think for me now, who I am, for me, is the keeper of my own peace. Because of how crazy life can be, and how busy we really can get, and how fast we can get busy. That's the whole thing, the rate of it all. I think I have to really be able to check in with myself to know when it's time to step in further to the middle of the circle or to get back outside of the circle in some ways. Because I think when it comes to me, with all the roles that I have, and the older that we get and the more responsibility, and it's not even the age, but it's more when you're able to show your worth and your wealth to a space, they put more things on you. And so it's not as much the art of saying no as it is how much to engage or disengage, but still be present.
My name is Terry Wiggins, and I am a woman, I am a mother, and I am a daughter. I actually had a lot of fun with this question, and I reflected and wanted to share a story. And in 2005, I was given a message. I was here to help heal the hearts of humankind. And I said to myself, what the heck does this mean? I had no idea. Yes, I was in the health field. And then I started looking at what heart represented to me. Love, acceptance, courage. And so I said, okay, if I'm here to help others, I've got to start with myself. So I started looking at all the things that blocked the heart from being at its best, and started releasing some of those old emotions, old thought patterns, and I took on new ones, and that's what I'm going to share with you. So I love myself. I am loving. I accept myself. I am accepting. I trust myself. I am trusting. I am worthy. I'm courageous. I'm compassionate. I'm whole and complete. I'm joyful. I still struggle with the idea of judging myself and judging others. I am a child of God, and I walk my talk.
Hi, my name is Michelle. I am a gynecologist, bicyclist, and someone who loves life. Oh, that was a tough one. So, who am I for me? I am probably my own worst critic. I am someone who likes perfection a lot and then struggles with that idea of being able to do the perfect job but not being able to always succeed. We're human after all. It's something that you understand, but you don't necessarily deeply get that sometimes. I think at this point in my life, I am, though, someone who is concerned with other people, who likes to help other people, who is interested in being part of the answer for people as opposed to part of the problem. The biggest part of that perfection struggle is in my work. Being a gynecologist, being an obstetrician, having sort of someone else's life in their hands and their health and their well-being in your hands, making sure that I always did the right thing at the right time, said the right thing at the right time. Lots of times you struggle with that idea that you didn't get there, and things happen sometimes, but it's difficult sometimes when those things happen. Just to be able to realize that and be able to move on from that has been a struggle. And then sometimes also just being a daughter and being able to do the right thing for my parents. You know, in lots of ways, they certainly set me up in a perfect way for me to be able to achieve my goals in my life. Now, being a reversed role of actually having to take care of them and being there for them in a way that is helpful for them and encouraging for them, but then not giving away everything that I have myself. So being a perfect daughter isn't an option just because you're never going to be that way, especially when you have a mother like mine. But on the other hand, doing what you think is the best and being able to get there in a good way has really been the hardest part.
Let's remember the question. Who are you for you? It sounds so simple, doesn't it?
How difficult was this question for you to answer? Be honest.
After you answer this question for yourself, think about reaching out to other women in your life for their answers.
Remember to share your answers with us on our 10 Women series Instagram. We can't wait to read your answers. Speaking of answers, we actually have some different answers on our Instagram page. That's because we asked all of the women surprise questions to learn more about them. Join us on Instagram at 10 Women series to hear their answers.
We hope you will join us every Tuesday for a new episode wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. This series is distributed both as an audio only and a YouTube video format to allow you to enjoy each episode your preferred way. Be sure to visit our website at www.sassayam.com to learn more about this series and all the places you can find us.
10 Women is a production of Sassy Am Media. Amy Brown and Sarah Howard, producers. Feel free to send us an email at sassymmedia@gmail.com. Special thanks to the women of Season 1, Kimberly Burke, Judy Fowler, Michelle Horvath, Marie Leonard, Leanna Martin, Abigail Dunn Moses, Susan Sassman, Abigail Seymour, Ann Sparks Bumgaudner, and Terry Wiggins.